Hello, good multi morning, midday, and midnight. I am your host, Intimidating, with episode 2 of The Minds of Melty. In this episode, I have with me DrackMae from Mexico. Can you introduce yourself for the listeners, DrackMae?
Yes. Hola. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm DrackMae. I like to play multi-blood. I'm addicted to play anime games. Nice to meet you. Mucho gusto.
Thank you. So, first starting off, how did you come up with the tag DrackMae?
What kind of question? I was in high school. It was like a tuning name that I put it into myself. Like, it's supposed to be like a Greek coin in some kind like DrackMae. It was a currency used in the Greek mythology, like DrackMaid, but people didn't pronounce it right, and I shorted it. But it was because it was just the last name of some wife I was having in the time, and I short the name and I put it with Drac. That was his last name, and that's it.
Isn't Drac
It's a
spelled,
very simple.
isn't it spelled with a CH at the
Yeah,
end?
ACH. Drac. O sea, sería Drake.
Uh,
Like, when I put it Drake, nobody in the English community know how to pronounce it. And I shorted and just put Drake. That's it. But you can call me by my real name, I suppose. But the fighting games is like some kind of wrestling arena or something like that, I suppose.
yeah, I kind of see nobody really, unless your like name is like unless your name is your tag, you don't really. It is kind of like wrestling. I guess this is a little side tangent, but one thing I really hope that we can like do more like in like all fighting games is like give more nicknames. Like with sports, like everybody knows like right. Oh, everybody knows Air Jordan. Everybody knows Superman. Like in basketball, baseball, it just meant it just make gives more it makes more people know about who the players are. And it's just catchy to say.
It's catchier to say, but that's totally true. Like if you have a catchy name or something like that, it's funny. Or you have a funny name like those Sony players. What is the name? Like Mike. It's Lucky Enough or something like that. I don't remember. But it was a funny name.
Uh,
Jack Enough.
Oh, I think that was
That was
Silent, the Uni player.
silent. Silent. He was silent. But you know.
Uh, I think Red Blade also has. Well, what's that? I don't remember who did Osama bin Laden. I think that was
Yeah,
Red.
he was he was Red Blade.
Yeah, that was Red Blade.
Red Blade is a really funny guy. I remember that Reaper told me that he was playing Lumina and he was like reading the other side. He was really drunk and he just told Reaper, "Hey, can I play? I'm new. I don't know how to play. I'm new. Can I play?" It was kind of funny. Everybody knows that he was Osama bin.
Okay, DrackMae, can you tell us more about your Kohaku color?
Yeah. The color I pick is just purely because it's cute. I like the color of the darker tones and the cream color in the front, but mostly like the mixture in like sunset colors, you can say, or something like autumn, something like that. I like that kind of tones, and the purple eyes are really nice too. So, but only I picked that color because I think it's cute. If there is a color in the, if there is not my color in the station, I just will pick the color four and go for it, and I think that will be my color of choice.
And can you ask why you put the red ribbon for her, along with the like dark purple and like kind of like light brown?
Yeah. I think that kind of color is just a change of the normal color that Kohaku has. I didn't want to change too much, but the red color just symbolizes that it's like a different color that it is. It's like it actually I just didn't think so much. I just think that the color red will be like more. You have like an accessory to have something in red on you, so people can notice you better. For example, Sonic it's all blue or something like that, but the red part is like really like the part that it's more interesting for the character. But I don't know. I think it's just a coincidence. The color is barely used for, in my opinion, having a color is nice because it helps you to identify with other people based only by the color. Maybe that's why, because when you see all Japanese footage of players that are good, you can notice players by basically only by the color of their choice. I think the most dangerous players are the ones that use the default color. And and they are like the best ones. Well, that's me.
Yeah, mostly people use the first color, the default color for their like my colors on their screen. So like, I mean, I think it's that's why I said this. I said this last episode. I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I don't. I think you should at least put it over a color that you like. Like if you like color 7, put your Palma color over color 7 or something. I'm kind of sick of seeing the default color. I'm not gonna lie. Put it over another color, please.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Kohaku herself. Is is Kohaku really that bad?
No, Goku's not that bad. Goku's not even that bad. The problem is that Goku doesn't have like a proper rep that will be put here in the spot. The main problem with Kohaku is that you have to use like pinpoint uh, timing in your normals and your repeat pressure just not to mess up. Why people say that something like, why pick Kohaku? You have mates. Well, mate player, your character is slow, way slower than mine, and has less health. Also, maybe you have items to control the neutral better, but Solo Koha already has that with 6BC. The only main problem is that you use Molotov as a pressure tool, which is kinda gimmicky, but it's a mind game that everybody fails one time at least or two times between the matchups. Molotov is like another tool for himself, and it's buffed like every patch that Kohaku get a buff, she get buff into Molotov, and now the Molotov routes are like insane. You get like another thing that is different for mates, it's the damage, which is really important. Now Kohaku with a 2C starter can get like 5k if she spends her day like 6.2. She has like two touches, can to touch you, has a left right for a plant. The real problem with Kohaku is he's neutral, with it's kinda wonky. That's the main issue. It's like Power CL, but you have to, what is the word? Think, I think. Because if you weave something with Kohaku, it's gonna be it has a lot of commitment. If you weave to see if I see, the commitment in that button is like, yeah, here I go. If I don't hit it, I'm gonna fucking die. And what is the next problem? She doesn't have a good reversal tool. If you get hit by 214C, you don't love it, or you don't care to love it, or you just don't. Which is a really easy way to know if people know the Kohamacho. You know the Kohamacho? Not really. Eh, the problem is that Kohaku has a bad matchup in herself. He has his own bad matchup against herself. But she has another good matchups too. She's not that bad because you have tools and you have good Oki. If you get your ball rolling, it's gonna end it. And if some kind of jackass or I don't know what kind of insane stupid Kohaku player do like to see art drive, okay, it's time to stop. Go and practice repeat instead of doing the funny thing, and let's try to at least work around it. But yeah, no, she's not that bad. She's not that bad.
So who is she like lose hard or like lose against?
Lose hard. I think the hardest matchup for Koha, even Mage Koha, it's PCL. PCL is the worst one. I think that's the hardest matchup she has
Many are saying this.
because uh, why I'm saying this,
No, many are saying this.
but it's not the end of the world. It's hard, yeah, right? It's not like you don't have to. You have to. So it's I'm not the kind of person that likes to complain a lot. I think that's the other day, my mainly told me that you should complain, Drag, complain about the stupid shit she has. And maybe I think that is not gonna help. But I did a lot of stuff against PCL. But why PCL is hard? Why PCL is the hardest one? Because she can contest you all of your ranges, but a little more further than you. If you do 2C and if we fail, she can punish you with her own 2C. If you try to do repeat 2C pressure with 5C, she can punish you with gun or with 2C. So what is the point of doing repeat pressure against PCL? PCL has a lot of window in his move, especially in the charge ones. And you have 6PC. So if let's see if you are in a position that PCL put a gun on you, no? Like gun, you block him. You're looking at a space in other cases, other characters has to back off or try to punish the way of the gun, and you know how hard it is to punish that. It's like insane. The hitbox is like ridiculous. Anyways, you block the gun, and if she tries to do other gun or other stuff, you can do 6BC and stop it and start going to the Oki there. If she tries to do like a charge overhead, like charge Rekka, you can do 6BC before it hits you, and it's your turn. It's not a Doom macho. And you have like 236B to catch when they're like, I am PCL, I'm gonna jump C, jump C, jump C. You have 236B and you can catch it. You can do 2-2A and roll under. 2C is low profile. If she is doing jump C, you can do 2C and low profile the jump C of PCL and punish her. No, a lot of Koha players know that. They just say, oh, she is bad. Well, do you use these tools? Well, maybe not. Well, me neither sometimes, but that's what it is. Without going into any detail, another hard matchup is Wark.
Mm-hmm.
What is hard too? Not as harder as TCL because she doesn't have like a normal DP. The hard part is that Warg exploits the weakest part of Kohaku neutral that she has. She cannot set plan correctly and she cannot approach like in there unless the war player doesn't have bar and you have to play like an RPS with war. Playing the war matchup is like I think it's the same for everybody, but you have to RPS the rings. You have to RPS the rings and try to play neutral. If you are in the mid screen, it's okay. If you block war, what she's gonna do, throw you and that's it. Or do a teleport gimmick, whatever. But the problem is when the war player knows that she has a good sonic tool with the rings, good enough to catch Kohaku. Besides that, I think that is the hardest one. I will say maybe Roa, but not very much since Roa was killed by an update. That's
Mm.
right.
Well, welcome back to that. Welcome back to that. So how is she in tournaments? Like, as in, like, if somebody were to play Kohaku as random tournaments, how would they do with the skill set that she has with like plant and whatnot?
I think the main thing that I've been learning for playing that many tournaments is that nobody knows the Kohamacho unless they show it. You can do Molotov and they don't know that she did plus. They don't know how to punish that. You need to see and start understanding what kind of player you are playing against. That is not only for Kohaku, but in general because that that is something that is showing the do you understand the Gandhi what is that like it was a tournament in Street Fighter 4 that was a Rio playing like a Donbass. It was named Gandhi. So in tournament you have like to be prepared so for any kind of player or what kind of situation you have head on. You cannot underestimate anybody because it's gonna kill you. They are out for blood. Uh, while Kohaku has a lot of tools, she has a really good first to two. believe it or not, because you can get like one turn, go around Teoki, and if you win enough, you can move on. She's like a really hard snowball champion. Another thing that she suffers is like the lack of pressure. Well, I think I've been developed some kind of pressure that is really fun, really good with her. And lately, it's been working on in most of the cases.
That's good. I haven't really. Also, well, there have been some Kohakus. I haven't really like when I think of Kohaku, I'm not really thinking of pressure. Really. I guess if I'm not thinking about like plant oki, but like after I block like like over the like overheads or whatever, after the plant's done spinning, now I'm just kind of like chilling.
Ah, yeah, that was before. There is another new the Koha Science Clubhouse developed a left right of the plant.
Oh no.
So I already been using it. Like, let's you put the plant right, and you like I'm gonna do low shield because I do low shield against the plant because it's the easiest way to get out, right? If I grab you, well, it's whatever. If I hit mid, it's whatever the plant is gonna block. It's gonna trigger. It's not gonna be a real punish. And people do a lot of low shielding against the plant. That's like the first line of defense that people do against the plant. Low shielding. So you run, put the plant, press 5B, take low shield, you break the shield, you jump, and you hover and you choose which side you're gonna land. So after the plant hits, you can come down, do 2A, option select, and if they do a DP, you're gonna shield it. If do hit, you're gonna shield it. If they do match something that is not a blocking, you're gonna get it. The only thing that is gonna lose is against charge hit. Charge hit and maybe Moondrake.
Mm.
Actually, I can send you a video of it if you want to see it.
Yeah, that's really nice to see actually. Maybe when you enter a tournament sometime you can hit it like a stream game.
Yeah. What is it? I have. I wanted. I entered one tournament, but lately my life has been somewhat busy lately.
Understandable,
I will.
understandable.
I would love to play more Lumina, like a lot more. Forward. No, there's not a lot.
Okay. This question it's still about Kohaku, but it's about the exhibitions that you ran. Which one?
Yeah.
Which exhibition was harder? The one against Alco or the one against Mario?
Auco. Mario is not is a it's too big. Auco was harder. Auco was harder, and I think the Mario one was more easy to manage. But I think that if we play against Mario with the players that we use against Aoko, it's gonna be a sweep. That's what I think.
Mm, understand
I
it.
think with having Phantom, Arkman, Squiggy, or Insane, I think it's feasible to beat the Marios. Mario's a good matchup for Kohan, believe it or not.
The Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah. In what ways?
Like for example, when the Mario used the non, any non in the ground, you can do like 6BC with Kohaku, and the 6BC is gonna hit the non and it's gonna hit Mario. Even the counter one, if she does the counter one, you can do 6BC, hit the counter, and hit Mario again and win. I get some games with that deck. Like they put the counter and I don't care. I throw 6BC, it hit me and I hit them, and they got a hard knockdown. And I don't. Another thing, Molotov is really good too. Molotov is with all of the options that Mario wants to do. And Mario doesn't have a real DP. Every character that doesn't have a real DP has a harder time dealing with plant that other characters that have. That's the only way that I difference a good matchup between a good matchup and a bad matchup. That a good matchup, the character doesn't have a DP. Well, that's not really the case sometimes. For example, Blob. Blob doesn't have a real DP, but getting into Blob is like a headache. You have like to play like a Red Rimmer from Demon Crest. Start flying around. But yeah, Aoko was harder. Aoko was harder because Aoki is like way harder to defend against. The only thing I have against the Aoki is some option select that it helped me with the cross of protection. That is the only thing that I have in the corner. But the best option to deal with that Oki is shield the Sevio. If you shield it, hold the shield, wait a little bit, and do a delay BC or a delay B. Never do A and never do insta BC. If you do insta BC, she's gonna shield back and pop the order and gonna hit you. It's not worth it. If you don't have any, just shield, wait, and go back to blocking. I know a lot of the outcome match about because I play a lot against Marcus. We play like first to 30 one time, first to 50 against his Aoku. And Marcus is really good. Don't get me wrong. Marcus is really good. Well, I think what I like about Melty is that even if there is an Aoko, Mario, whatever exhibition, most of the cast people play it like and in his own way. I think that's kind of nice. After a while, you start noticing some tendencies of the players, and you try to adapt, and that's how people grow. Go around. Okay. Sorry, I went to rat ahead. What is the next question?
Next question is about gotcha.
Gotcha.
When did you start FGO and why?
I started Yo like right when the English servers open up. I started at the beginning and I did some re-rolling, but I get tired and I just picked the first art that I liked the best, with which was Emilia. And Emilia Nero. And Emilia Nero carried me for the early game. But yeah, we have played the game since the beginning of the English server. Why there is a FU question? Do you see me play it?
It can't. I mean, I had to do research before. I can. It can be all just melty.
Sounds good.
And so, which unit is your most like? What's your favorite unit?
Per unit. Van Gogh. Van Gogh is like the most I like. After that, I mean, I like Van Gogh because of the character in the real life. I think like I love that artist, and there is so much curiosity about him, about how he lives, and I don't know. I like Van Gogh, Melt, uh, and Castoria, which is like the child of prophecy, and I like the story too. I've been reading Lost Bill 6. I like it.
Mm. And oh, is there a unit that you got but it was that you pulled for but wish you like didn't pull for them?
Yeah, a lot. A bunch, a bunch. There is like a lot. I wanted to try a lot of units, but the same assholes came over and over, and I got tired. And I left the game for a couple of years, but I came back when it was like Lost Well 3, something like that. And I pulled for Oberon, I got it. I pulled for Koyanskaya and got it. And I pulled for Castoria and got it. And I said, wow, I get a lot of the meta support. I can play whatever. And after that, I think there is no point of rolling for characters only because I like them. I think that's the only way. Yeah, I have an endgame account, so I can deal whatever. But yeah, there is a lot of units that I don't want that it appear like fucking the cock, that lancer that is a fisherman or something like that. That's cool.
I can't really. Well, thankfully for me, I haven't really had any unit that I regret pulling. I haven't played FGO, but my first. Well, I said my first gacha game was Fire Emblem Heroes on like my tablet when I was like 12 or something, but I never really got far. But like, my first like actual kind of like really playing gacha game was HSR like a year ago because of Arlen and and then, if you heard about Arlen in Honkai Star Rail, he's a 1.0 character. He used to be good in like the second beta. He is not that he he is the worst character in the game. But he is my favorite, and thankfully I came in during like 2.0 or whatever. So they had a support, not support, a defender, a Venturi and Shielder coming up like a few patches, like right after I started, because Arlen's whole thing is he loses health. He doesn't take any skill points. He's skill point neutral. He takes his health, like 15% of it, and then he does like a bigger attack or whatever. And the lower how HP he gets, the higher he hits. His like scaling and multipliers and stuff are like kind of screwed up because he's still a 1.0 character. So he's not, even though you're putting yourself in like crazy amounts of risk, you don't really get the payoff that you deserve. But thankfully, I have my Aventurine. Actually, Sparkle was the first character I actually pulled for. I do not regret that because of her I got E6 Chinchue, and that's just been the team. I just got Aventurine and Sparkle E1 when they reran, so I got E6 Chinchue with the Sparkle banner. Actually, the first character I E6 was Sampo. Because I don't even know how. I mean, he was on the banner with the 4-star rate up banner with Spark with Chinche, but I didn't expect it to be Sampo to be the first E6. But thankfully, I have my supports. I have my support system for Arlen, so that he can clear the game. I'm not doing all the hard content. I'm not doing all that. Ooh, I have to like quit my job to do all that stuff. I play
No,
very
no.
casually.
Yeah, because the gacha games are casual, are like for casuals. It's just a game to kill time. Maybe some games have good story, maybe some others don't. But I think they are doing their best. I think the best gacha that I would put money on is Grand Blue because the developers actually do other games besides the gacha. That's like a plus. Like, oh, you gave me a good single player game. Fantastic. That's what I like.
No, I still need to actually play the Grand Blue Gacha because I feel like I've done had every like Grand Blue experience besides the actual Gacha game. First, I played the original Grand Blue Versus, and then Grand Blue Versus Rising. I read some of them. I read some like to like 4 volumes of the manga at like my library, and then I watched a few episodes of the anime. But I never ever got to like playing the actual Gacha.
Yeah, me neither. I don't play the gacha either.
Okay, let's move on from Gacha. Let's talk about Mexico slash LATAM. What strengths do you think Mexico slash LATAM has as a region in Melty, like in a sense of community?
For for Lumina or for
For
Axis?
Lumina, for Lumina.
Lumina. Okay, I think Mexico has leveled up, in my opinion. Has a lot of good players that are showing now, like Chojet, Palalagna also. There's a lot of players that play Badlock. Oh, but there are a bunch of good guys. I really like hanging out with them. There was a tournament in Mexico last week. Did you know that? No, not last week, like last month, I think.
AF. Uh,
Yeah, FFS.
yeah. I know the player now. I knew it was Saber in the last episode. I know it was Ragna something. Ragna something.
Yeah, also Ragnar.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. So, that guy is really good too. Lagna. I think there are a good bunch of players that can compete in the North American circuit, if there is any. But I think the main issue sometimes, believe it or not, it's the connections. People in the US want a good connection. People down to the globe maybe not so much only want to play whatever they play this bad. Okay, it's gonna play with the like Colombian person. But that's what online brackets are for sometimes. And Mexico as a region, I think it's good. I think the only problem that it has is that has that trouble with the connection because I know a player that is really good in Uni 2, like Keitoles. Keitoles got banned from a tournament because he has bad connection. But sometimes I think this guy doesn't have a connection of their own. It's like they're living with their parents, and I think that's the main problem. I don't have any problem with people. Nobody told me anything about me being laggy. If I lag, I don't think so. If I do, I'm sorry. But that is what the game is. It's an stigma that is been around for a long time. That oh, like the clips for low tier got like, oh Mexican, you're not gonna take my points. This that.
Bachata connection.
There is so many fun moments. Um, but again, I think for the luminaries, I think if we do another exhibition, it's gonna be a lot more closer. I think the main problem is that how you reach for the higher end of the Lumina. How you play the good Lumina against people who don't play that good. Where is the skill gap really going? And there's a way we can like stretch it or make it smaller. But I think that what the Discord are doing is fine. Gathering people from all of the globe. Even if some guy with 200 ping have charging with work, I know you who you are. Yeah, but I think for the scene, Chile and Mexico, there's a good bunch of players going around all of the globe.
Yeah. South America will get its South America will get its own guest soon. Well, not soon. Not soon. It will come in the future, but not right now.
Ah, but I like, in my opinion, I like that NA is that strong. I really like that because I play a lot of against NA players, and there's a lot of NA that likes to compete. I know it's not a question if I go for a tangent, but the main reason why I don't know, I end up uh, sharing my time with the people in the English community is because they care about the game. They actually care that they play and they grind and every day they ping and I want to play. And let's do the next bracket and there's gonna be Major and Frosties. And they look forward to it. Let's do events. I think that I without knowing, I think I fall in love of the game and somewhat of the community as well. I know it sounds kind of corny bullshit, but I love the niche community like this. The last week it was like there was like 4 Lumina events. It was a Brazilian exhibition, a local in I think it was Florida. I don't know where it's yeah, Florida, I don't know. One local there, another tournament, the Rodimus Prime tournament, and I think
The
the
TMN one.
the the TMN one, and that's what I like, and I think that is why it's like way rare. That's why I like when there is a tournament, the NA players are the most hungry for a win. They play to win and they try to play constantly. I think that's something that some other communities lacks, but that's the strengths and the weaknesses between one of the other. Maybe the Japanese players are more disciplined. See, yes, that's correct. But maybe the other guy wanted more. And we have a good bunch of players too. I bet if Scrod went to the climax, Enea is gonna take the trophy.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember. He has something to do. He's gonna be there, but he will be at Frosty. So we'll see what happens with that. And oh, I'm forgetting something. Oh no, I'm not forgetting. Also, with the because every time I check like the multi discussions or general chat, I always see somebody new, and it's always like, oh, come to beginner chat, come to beginner chat. It's all I don't know what goes on in beginner chat, but I'm sure they're all I'm sure they're all right there, and yeah, and you have the usual suspects coming in. Like if they're asking for May, you already know who's going to be asking. Have you heard of the Apostle Noel? And and trying to get people to play their mains and whatnot. So I think it is really inviting. Very, it's just so easy like get molded in. Not yeah, I guess so. Molded into the community, so to say. And also, some other communities have this problem and whatnot, but like you're not gonna you can play who you well you obviously can play who you want, but you'll get a lot more just high level players looking to play. You don't have to play the same people all over and over again. And so it kind of like prepares you for like when you go to like an offline or like play like in like another bracket somewhere else. You kind of like you kind of already used to this like kind of level, so and you without even knowing like you've been facing like strong players and whatnot. So you haven't even known that you steadily climbed up, not maybe not up to their level, but climbed up, and you just you don't even know it yet.
Eh, I think playing against the strong players is way more interesting and you can steal more stuff. Also, they are more proper to block, which is nice because you can open up another layers between that kind of strings. Me beating strong players, I think the only time I beat someone decent now, no? Sometimes are days that are good, sometimes there are days that are bad. But I try my best. Sometimes Kohaku gets in the way. There is some wonky stuff that she has that is still bother me. It's not like she has like all of the tools, but the clash on 3C or 236B, it's like lethal. You're gonna fucking die if you don't do something, and if you do 236B and clashes, you are dead anyway. You have to Mundry. And between the pressure and everything, I think she has like a good chance. If a good player picks her, I believe she can perform. But you have to work for it. It's not gonna be in a silver platter.
Mm-hmm. Well, I swear.
But what was the question again? I think I didn't even respond correctly.
No, you responded. You responded correctly.
All right.
Okay.
I passed the exam.
Shifting back. Well, not shifting back. Shifting away from Lumina. What people say about a certain a certain series or game popularity in in Mexico and Latin America. KOF is KOF that
Yes,
popular?
yes, it is. It is. You have no idea. You have no idea how that game molds a whole community from itself. Or arcades. Remember arcades? Do you went to an arcade in Timidity?
I've been to one in Chicago, but it wasn't like old. I wasn't alive back then.
Every corner has a KOF machine. It was 1995. Back in my day, it was a lot of cough machines lying around. And it was cheaper. That's why it was really awesome. And you know why cough is more popular in Latin America than the Street Fighter?
Why?
Do you know why?
No idea.
First of all, when you have 1 peso and you put it in the machine, you have one coin, you play one character and one round, and that's it. But not really. With the older game, you have three. So you have three lives. So you have three more chances to play and play around. The characters is stuck and the mechanics was really good because you can play even multiplayer. I remember when I was a kid, I think my older sibling, no, cousin, my older cousin was he was really good with Yori, and he told me I just poke Yori a lot and I'm gonna play around it. And I play, I learn, get my ass whoop, and he switch up and he whoop, and I keep playing with my money. I think it was there was more machines with KOF than Street Fighter because it was cheaper to do. Not everything was legal, like it was not a legal copy. Come on, but there was a lot of machines and people love it, and I still they love it to this day. But since the arcade days are over, it's harder to see people playing the streets. Before you can see people gather around to play KOF. Nowadays, there are just gambling machines.
Oh, so what's one? So what's What version of KOF was your first one?
96. 96.
And was what? Who were the characters on your team?
I think it was Yori. Yuri was my favorite character of KOF. He is the best character. And then if I tell him, if Yuri is in your game, you're in trouble, man. If Yuri is in Lumina, it's over. Hey,
Might be
I
more
like
likely than
Yuri.
you
Go.
think. I don't know.
No, please. Yori, Goro Daimon. Sometimes I like it Kyo or just pick a Athena, like a cute gear. That's it. Yori Lumina. Well, it's gonna be so good, but eh, impossible.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. So actually, I actually haven't. Well, yeah, I started with KOF 15 for a little bit. I played. I always knew about like, well, not always. I knew about Kula before because he's like, because I don't know what gravitates me towards like either characters with blue hair or like ice water powers. So she's my favorite. And then Athena because of her theme that I never heard of. I never heard until I got into Smash. Because before
The
Terry
pop
got
song.
yeah, before Terry got into Smash, I had no idea. But over here in the USA, at least my generation right now, Z, no idea KOF. Not. I remember I was like walking into French class with my friend at the time. I was like, who is this guy? I had no idea who Terry was, or what King of Fighter was.
And not only KOF was popular in Mexico too, it was popular the whole brand, SNK. Everybody was playing Metal Slug or Dino Riders, so a lot of games that it come with the stuff building. I like to play Metal Slug a lot too. Metal Slug. How you pronounce that? Slug. Like that?
Yeah, so
No. Uh, but yeah, KOF is like a religion. I have a funny story if you want me to tell. Well, I have a funny story and a not so funny story. Do you want me to tell them or
tell
something
you
like
can
that?
you can tell me.
So the funny story was that there was this guy that he was beating everybody in the arcades one day. And it was really funny because every time you try to do something like a super something like that, and when he does a super, he move you so you can stop blocking the like try to push you around. And I remember that he was bullying everybody around, and the janitor come over and he play and he body everybody. And then that guy didn't want to play, and he told me, this broken machine is not gonna work. But the janitor beat everybody in the arcade that day.
Mm.
That was the funny story. The not so funny story is that was a friend, and just to show you that everybody in Mexico has some knowledge of playing KOF. He was like playing the games in the tortilleria, like it's some kind of store full of tortillas that only sell tortillas because it's exquisito. So the he was playing KOF and some militia come over. They get they get the the groceries and they start playing KOF with him the militia guys. And when the guys in the military can't beat him, so they told him, "Hey, come with us into and teach you, so or at least let us play with us." And they just move around him a little bit, and I think that's it. That's the end.
Yeah, well, you
He
threw.
was really scared because there were people with guns or something like that.
Well, why I have now come to know. I, I knew. I mean, I knew. I thought it was a little. I thought it was popular, obviously, but I didn't really know the scale of how popular it really was. Uh,
Not that much anymore, but there is a strong community going around.
maybe
That's for sure.
I'm. I'm two characters just dropped for 15. It was man. Oh, Mature and
Vice
Vice. Yeah, Mature and Vice. I think they just dropped a few days ago for KOF 15.
that KUF is really nice. The before that it was so bad. It was like playing Street Fighter 5. It was horrible.
Hmm.
Do you have any other question for me, Ultimate?
Uh, a few more. Now this one is regarding the Peace in Paradise Melty Blood manga. Have you read that?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Okay. Have you read up to chapter 14?
No, I think I have what happened in that.
Okay, it's not a minor spoiler, it's a minor spoiler, but it needs to be said. So in chapter 14 of the Melty Blood Type Luna Piece of Paradise manga, it was revealed that Kohaku plays Michael Roy Vandermyong, and in the same panel, it shows her laughing and smiling in amusement as she beats up her younger sister Hisui and Melty. What do you, DrackMae, have to say on behalf of Kohaku committing this act of terror?
uh, I think playing Roa pays off. Playing Roa teach you a lot of basic uh, pressure strength, and I think Kohaku is just training uh, his younger sister to be better at the game. I think. What chapter was that?
14,
15?
14.
40?
They were talking about projectiles, and they're talking about, and we mentioned it, and you know what projectile they showed? Timeless Thunder Needle in the same panel.
I see it. Look, I cannot speak for Kohaku himself because she's like a force to be reckoned. But I think playing Roa pays off. You should learn to play Roa to learn better pressure.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut that part out. I can't let this go out. I can't let it go out into the masses.
But anyways, Roa, I cannot all play Roa, but I cannot play Kohaku at least.
Mm. So you have nothing, no apologies for to the Melty community for Kohaku's actions to play Roa in the manga.
Uh,
No
yeah.
apology. Wow.
I'm sorry for Kohaku picking a better character than Rob Aldemioch, who stopped there and was not killed by an update. Not let your raw player gaslight you. He's still good and he can get with the tournament. He only has to work a little more. It's not gonna kill Raw.
Mm.
Still top.
Okay, that's what my agenda needed to hear. That's what the people need to hear. Okay. Okay, now on to the final few questions. Okay, of all the tournaments you've ever attended, what has been your favorite?
Uh, Without about Evo, the Evo that was Lumina on and Climax. The Evo was Lumina was on was my favorite ever. That was that I like it the most. I don't recommend if you like Lumina go to Evo, but when Lumina was at Evo, it was the best one. I think the first one or the second one, the both of them are really good. And I like to hang out with a lot with the community, like going with Reaper and open the Reaper room. That is like the best part of going to the tournament. Open the room and everybody comes over. They have like 8 setups. Everybody is playing and enjoying the time. I think that is the best part of the event. That is like the best thing I do. I get drunk, obviously. The table one was really funny because it was a good exhibition. It was good alcohol. It was Lucy was there. Everybody was there. Everybody from Sokal was there. Phantom Scroll, people from Japan. It was like so nice to see. There are moments like that that it give me hope to keep playing, because I think at the end of the day, like I don't know, I tend to like to hang out with these guys. It's a fun experience. I think that too. Look, Climax was the best one because everybody was there playing Meltiblood, Lumina, and Uni, and that's it. And I love that aspect that it's like Frenchberg games and Kusogi games. Shoutouts to Thorn for pulling up the 1-1 tournament. I'm gonna enter the next one porn, I swear. Frosty was nice too. I think the first one was not so good. The Every time I go with Reaper is the best one. Every time I go with Reaper to a tournament, I like that one because Reaper is a good roommate and I love hanging out with him. I remember going with Kawi. It was a really fun event. It's kind of funny because every time I think I going, it's gonna be the last one I'm going. But I go to the next one. But right now, with my how my wallet is, I'm gonna save up to climax and that's it. I don't think I'm going to honor on other tournament that climax until I save up enough. And shout outs to Kikoho too, because oh my god, what he does, he Tenchi making the community events and crowdfunding and all of that stuff is like so awesome to do. I believe that if we push more people with more talent there, it's gonna be really nice. Like you can do like a series of tournament and the winner gets a flight to climax, for example. That will be really neat. Um, but to answer the question, yes, the best tournaments is the ones that I go with Reaper, Evo that was Lumina on, and Climax. I think the second Frost is I went with Reaper and opened up the Reaper room and everybody was playing there. I think that's it. That's it.
Okay. Last question. What's been the most important win in Melty Blood Type Luna for you? Like the most important match that you won?
Important match that I won. And I don't think I have like the most important match I have. I think every match it's like his uphill battle, for example. I think I only have one online bracket, like two, three. No, I have won like four online brackets and that's it. I think the ones I like the most, I think is the run that I have in the Blitz Melter. This one that I beat Vivian and beat Cosmic and won the thing and got the points to the qualifier. I think that is the best run that I ever had. But I will try to keep improving. Next year, I think I'm gonna enter more brackets online. I do another thing, another issue that I have, or that I think I have, is that I don't want to travel so much if my results online are not that good. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think it matters more when well, I obviously want to make sure that your purchase to like trips and whatever is gonna be like well spent and whatnot. Especially when you're going like out of country or out of state or whatnot.
Okay, yeah, I suppose because it's another country. But I do love the Lumina community. I love the all of the guys. Yeah, I know it's impossible to be friends for everybody, and there's gonna be some people who has his stuff going on. But I like a lot of the people going around. I think I recognize a lot from the past 3 years. For me, it was just an experiment to train myself in get better English, but the more I play and the more I interact, I think I be really enjoying the time with the game. I know people say they want another update and that's fine, but at the end of the day, it's a small company. It's gonna get an update when it's gonna get an update. But going to the tournaments and everything teach me a lot of how the people are and hanging out with them, go eat, drink, karaoke. Like being there, being friends. I know sometimes I kinda distant because I'm a fucking antisocial, believe it or not. But I think if the community is still stay this strong after all of the stuff that is going on, I think we're gonna fine. It's gonna be fine. And I think I accept my fate as a multi blood player for the rest of my life. What is left of
Well, thank you for your time and wisdom, DrackMae. And this will take this will end our episode 2 of Minds of Melty. Next week, you listener probably already know which region is next, but who will be a mystery. So have a good melty morning, good melty morning, midday, and midnight, and thank you for